I really do actually. I need these.
Hi, friends. Host Derek here, host of Talking to Famous People. I'm here with Rachel Apolosa, my beloved baby love, my girlfriend.
My boyfriend.
hmm Also known as the old ball and chain. Anyway, this is our last evening together. She leaves in about 6 hours from now. Her flight takes off. So we just watched most of this movie called Booksmart, which was pretty good. A mixed bag, I should say. Normal Man, sup? It's finally nice to meet you. Finally, the one normal man who's completely normal in all ways. I've been waiting to meet you. Because everybody seems to be at least a little bit abnormal, except for, of course, Normal Man, who definitionally is not abnormal. Where do you suppose the bong is? I left it over there.
Yeah. And I'm wearing these sunglasses because it is pretty bright over here. These are actually Eric's mother's.
We've got some lighting going on here to light us up so you can see us. I met you in Flagstaff, Arizona, Normal Man. Oh, you're not host Mark's friend. Nice to see you. Welcome. Welcome to my live stream.
That's nice.
My name's host Eric. This is my girlfriend, Rachel.
Hi.
Rachel, I'd like to introduce you to Normal Man.
Hi, Normal Man.
He's an extremely normal man. So, being an abnormal man myself, I'm obviously, always kind of interested in normalcy. What's it like being normal? Is there anything unusual about it? Or is it just nonstop normalcy? Where's the ignition making device? So this is kind of a sad time for me right now. I've been pretty cryy today.
Me too.
This afternoon. Rachel's going to go back to New York. I'm not going to see her again for a month or so.
Yeah.
And that's going to be hard. But as I was telling her, and it wasn't bullshitting her at all remotely. I really feel as though this past couple of weeks have been a couple of the best weeks of my life. It's been great. We've really had a good time. Of course, we were vacationing in Hawaii for a week of that. And it's kind of easy to have good times when you're just chilling around the condo and stuff.
You went to Berkeley too. I had fun at Berkeley.
I had fun up there too, and it was a very slabtastic occasion across the board. It's odd to realize kind of that this feeling of like love, sadness that you're parting, but an awareness of that you're not forever or whatever. It's like I'll see her again tomorrow by video conference. It's all rather portentous for me because I just it's like it makes me realize that I haven't really experienced that sort of feeling in a long, long time. That feeling of really being in love, I guess. It's a weird feeling. I'm not quite sure what to do about it. Most of the time, it makes me feel verklempt, as they say, and also tired. I convert it to SI. Yeah, so it's
And I do too. That's for me.
I have a lot of trouble articulating stuff about it too. It defies articulation. when I try to talk about it, I just sort of stumble around without knowing what to say. That's the thing about FI is, well, one thing I realized is that FI is the only cognitive function that literally makes you leak. High philosophical thinker. There's got to be something wrong with a cognitive function that makes you leak. Now, SI, you might say, is a cognitive function that makes you release your pee, but that's releasing, right? When you are crying, mucus comes out of your nose, tears come out of your eyes. There can no possible good can be found in a cognitive function that makes you leak. Of course, there's lots of positive, good feelings too that go along with it. I feel this fulfilling warmth within my torso region, the upper torso, chest and stomach region. This fulfilling warmth about Rachel. Our fittedness is astonishing. I was thinking earlier today when I was driving back by myself from the store how the universe spoke so clearly to me about Kimberly and how we shouldn't be together. Everything in life screamed, "This is poorly fit." We disagreed about everything. It was kind of like this. But instead of going like this, we went like this. It's like we should have fit, but we didn't. It was just like everything. It's like we looked like we were going to fit. It seemed like it, but when you actually tested each of these things, you go, okay, now let's put this one in here, and go like, nope. Like every time. And whereas it's the absolute opposite with Rachel. It's like everything is so fit. It's astonishing.
Yeah.
All I have to do to do things right with Rachel is do things right with myself. So it's like if there's a moment where it's like I'm kind of inclined to push forward on something that I shouldn't push forward on, which is a textbook Eric move. You know, it's like this isn't working. This isn't working right now. All right, we'll just get a bigger hammer. From the childhood of getting scolded for using bigger hammer theory by my dad. He didn't like bigger hammer theory. He's the one who came up with that name for it. Anyway,
Hammer theory, bigger hammer theory.
Yeah, the bigger hammer theory. It's like, Eric, you're using the bigger hammer theory again. If something's not working, you just need a bigger hammer. So the thing is, it's like when I take Rachel into account, all of a sudden I shift gears. My NI is just better. Just being around her makes my NI better. It makes me better across the board. It makes my SI better. Both, I think, of our SIs get improved a lot by each other's company.
Mm-hmm.
I think that neither of us very much take great care of ourselves when we're separate, but we understand the way that not taking care of themselves makes the other person difficult for us. So it's like I try to stay on top of Rachel's SI. She kind of tries to stay on top of mine. She doesn't really have to say a whole hell of a lot. But like, for example, earlier today, she just said, you ever sat on the toilet and just bled for a little while? She started her period today.
I said that?
Yeah.
To you?
Yeah, it was great.
I definitely do. I did that.
So the thing is, I interpreted that to mean what I think, whether she intended it to mean this or not, but I interpreted it to mean, in addition, with a comment she made yesterday about barbecuing, I thought she probably doesn't want to go out of the house right now and go have lunch someplace. She's probably just indicating that she's feeling periody, that she doesn't want to be pushed into doing a bunch of shit. Or at least that's the correct read of her, regardless of what she's intending it to mean, you know? And so I ended up saying, well, why don't I go get us a couple steaks and we'll barbecue some lunch up and we just chill around here. And I think that was best for both of us. It's like I could get uppity with myself and started thinking, well, it's our last time. Maybe we should go squeeze in something. Neither of us like to squeeze in something. We're not big doers, really. SE's kind of, we're both a little touchy about our SE.
We are.
Don't start demanding too much SE out of me or Rachel. We don't.
Truly.
So,
that's good for us.
Yeah. Just another way in which we're fit. But the fittedness it's spooky, really. It's like, it's almost like every time I'm thirsty, she's thirsty, and vice versa. Every time I'm hungry, she's hungry. Every time I'm not hungry, but should be, same thing.
Yeah.
It's like fucking every time, almost.
It's nice.
How do you determine the difference between SI and SE or FI and FE? Well, the thing about SI and SE, you can best explain the difference by talking about the different fields in which the attention is directed. So it's like if I'm attending by introverted sensing, I'm either keeping track of something I already know about myself, or I'm linking back something I already know, or I'm paying attention to real-time information from my body. Like I have a headache, maybe I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fidget happening that's very loud on the mic. Okay, I'll stop doing that. So, there's an external physical plane and there's an internal physical plane. The internal physical plane includes my body and my headache or lack thereof, my feeling of thirst, my feeling of having to pee, my feeling of sleepiness, all the physical realities of being an animal. The extroverted sensing part of me is about what's outside of me. So, I can chop a board with my hand to try to break it. A karate chop with my hand to try to break a board. And it's a competition between SI and SE. SE wants to impact. I mean, it doesn't want to, but a person attending by SE is attending in order to impact the external physical world. I'm going to break that board. And then the physical action of it is a form of SE as well. That's the real-time form. The real-time form of SE is using your body to impact the external world. The real-time form of SI is, ow, that hurt my hand a lot. Or, I'd say I didn't break all the way through. And it's just like, pow. And it's like, ah. And then SI wins, right?
True.
So the thing is, SI has a firm limit, provides a firm limit on how much SE you can do with your own body. Under most circumstances, I can't lift up that boulder, and probably under all circumstances, I can't lift up that boulder, right? There might be something you go like, well, if you're having a heroic adrenaline rush, you can lift a car. Okay, but I can't lift a building.
Thank you.
There's a limit. It doesn't matter how much adrenaline I have in me.
Exactly.
So the thing is, that's the difference between SE and SI is it's really about where your attention is directed. Is it directed to the external physical plane or the internal physical plane? On the metaphysical plane, is it directed towards recapping what you already have or utilizing what you already have? Or is it directed towards impacting the metaphysical plane right now? For example, if someone's in the middle of a speech and I heckle them, that's using an SE style approach to talking. It's designed not to impact on meaning at all, which would be in any style of action. It's designed to impact by disrupting the field of extroverted thinking, of extroverted intuition, basically. So it's like, it's a way of forcing the metaphysical frame back into the physical. I can't complete my thoughts. Nobody can pay attention to what I'm going. Nobody can follow along with what I'm saying because this heckler is preventing that from occurring. That's an SE kind of impacting on the metaphysical external plane. So if I were giving a speech and that were to happen, it would probably be an SE type or a savvy any type possibly, who is electing to take the seize the frame from the speaker. You will no longer be able to operate freely on a metaphysical plane. I will seize that from you by vocalizing in such a fashion that it prevents you from having the audio space you need to do what you need to do. It would be the equivalent of if there were sort of workmen trying to build something and you kept like sending herds of sheep and cows through there. You know, they're just like, I can't do anything. I can't bark. I keep getting knocked over by cows, you know?
I do. Hey, Octavia Silva.
SE in the third slot makes you the most sensory style intuitives. So we mentioned this earlier. Rachel and I were talking about ENTJs and how they get a lot of satisfaction from SEing, and it can make them seem like sensors. Like a lot of ENTJs will get into like, I'm a triathlete. I run triathlons, and I'm also a yacht racer. some bullshit like that, right? You go like, oh, they must be an SE dom. No, that sounds actually more like an ENTJ or an ENFJ than it does like an ESTP or an ESFP. For one reason, you need the interface skills that the ENTJ and ENFJ have to navigate the world that successfully. ESTPs and ESFPs are too ADHD, just like ENTPs and ENFPs. Action types are, in terms of who's most advantaged in the world and they're just going about their business in the world, and sort of like fitting in best, it's always going to be interface types, TE DOMs and FE DOMs, because the world is where interface, it's like interface is how you realize your interests in the world. Would you like this bong rib? I'll rip up on the bong. Yes, a delicious rib on the bong. Everything's right about it and nothing's wrong. Here you go. Have a bong rib. It'll make you feel better. Even if you feel fine right now. SE, oops, I meant SE in the fourth. After all that explanation, normal man. My goodness. SE in the fourth? SE in the fourth is a lot like SE in the eighth. And SI in the fourth is a lot like SI in the eighth. Rachel and I have a similar approach towards SE. I think she gets the value of it more than I do inherently. But she also gets the risk of it more. So
yeah,
she's more likely to go. She probably won't say this explicitly, but he just want to give me a look. It'll cause me to second guess it. But like, are you sure we want to leave the house for 5 hours and hike all the way down there? Like when we were looking,
I have to deliberate on it. I'm more comfortable with that.
Like when we went to the volcano and we were looking at hikes, before I even started getting into what possible hike we could go on, she was like, okay, let's just not go crazy here. Also, I have a tendency to go like, and now, okay, Rachel, come on, let's go. We're having fun. Now let's just walk up this rocky hill here and just climb up this thing. And I look back down, she's like way at the bottom going, I don't want to, this is like injury town here, Eric. You're taking me to injury town. I'd like to please leave the city limits of injury town. You're trying to figure out if you're INTP, INTJ, or INFJ. Sounds like you've got quite a mystery to solve, young man. Quite a mystery to solve, indeed. Which do you think is the most normal type? That will answer your question. I feel like I'm constantly trying to pay attention to my less capable functions. I don't know. I probably have to relearn a few things in order to know for sure. Well, philosophical thinker, it's certainly possible to pay attention to your backside functions, or at least to make note of them.
Yeah.
As happened earlier tonight when I was standing over there in the doorway crying and then had a bunch of metacognition about what that feeling felt like, and trying to, for example, trying to process the reality that on the one hand, I'm extra glad. I'm happier than I was 2 weeks ago because I've had these wonderful 2 weeks. But in addition, this really plays well on all the narratives. It's like, wow, this relationship really has blossomed into just pure gold. It's amazing. We're both very happy with each other, you know? And I really just am like, my heart bursts. So on that grounds, it's like good on the narrative level. On the real-time personal level, it's like, but she's going back to New York today. I'm going to miss her and stuff like that. And there's this just sort of inherent sadness of departure. So I'm trying to feel those emotions. I mean, I'm crying. They're obviously on me. And that's when I know it's like, hey, okay, you can pay attention now. Water streaming from your eyes. You got that peppery feeling in your nose beforehand. That means you're going to cry.
Yeah, you said you smell pepper.
Well, it's like you sniff pepper. This is my FI experience. So it's like I start thinking, and she's going to go away. And I get this feeling and peppery feeling in my nose, and then tears streaming down my face. Okay. When she's coming back again, end of March. She'll be back here basically a little over a month. So it's like the 19th of February, I think, today. And I'm looking at the last week of March. So the part of the reason why it's then is, well, she started her period today. Okay. So, you know, if we were to do it exactly a month from now, that would probably be not the best timing. So we push back a couple days, you know, a month and a few days after. And that way, hopefully, we don't get a whole lot of menstrual blood in the mix. Now, look, like anybody, I enjoy a vaginal blood sploosh splash party. But no, Jay Gerwitz, I actually don't enjoy a vaginal blood sploosh splash party, is the point. I don't know, maybe I'm a little squeamish, maybe I'm a little old-fashioned, but I believe that women who are menstruating should have to live in a hut in the backyard.
Really?
No, not really, sweetie. Not really.
Oh my, that sounds so nice. I could just lay there and menstruate.
Rachel living in a hut in the backyard when she menstruates.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not just you. You have to live in there with all the other women of the village.
Yeah, I know. It sounds nice.
All right, all the women around here, you start menstruating. It's menstruation time.
Yeah, menstruation, actually.
Oh, the hat question. There's a bag full of hats, wonderful hats. Some of them are red and some are white. There you go. That's the hat question. I think there are 5 hats. There's 3 red hats and 2 white hats. There are 3 prisoners, okay? First prisoner and the second prisoner and the third prisoner. They're all blindfolded, okay? And they're little hats. They're little like party hats. They sit like right on top of your head like this. So if you have one on, you can't see your own hat, but you can see the hat on top of the other guys.
Mm.
Okay. Pow. Prisoner 1 gets a hat, puts it on. Pow. Prisoner 2 gets a hat, puts it on. Pow. Prisoner 3 gets a hat, put it on. They randomly pull the hat from the bag of 5 hats. Now, they take the blindfold of the first guy. If you can tell me what kind of hat you're wearing, Abe, we're going to let you go. If you tell me wrong, I'm going to kill you. If you don't know, you can just say, I don't know. It'll put you back in your cell. So, Abe looks at the hats of the other guys, the other prisoners, and he goes, I don't know what color my hat is. I do not know. And the warden says, okay, fine. Let's ask Barry here. So they take Barry's blindfold off, And Barry looks at Abe's hat and Charlie's hat and goes, I cannot tell what color my hat is.
Mm-mm.
And the warden says, that's fine, Barry. And the warden takes off Charlie's hat and he says, Charlie, do you know what color hat you have? And Charlie goes, I don't even need to look, warden. I know what color hat I have. And he tells the warden, and the warden sets him free because he was correct. Now, what did he tell the warden? And how did he know? You're my kissable fondness dumpster. You fill my heart with gladness and fondness.
It's so nice.
You fill my hand with booby.
Nice teeth.
Yes, I've seen The Matrix. I know what a kissable fondness dumpster is.
Really? It's from the Matrix?
Yeah, that's what.
Is it really?
That's what Keanu Reeves. There's no kissable fondness dumpster from the Matrix.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
I made up kissable fondness dumpster myself.
Okay, that sounded more like real
As
life.
far as I know, you're the only person who's ever been called a kissable fondness dumpster in all of history.
Yeah, it is true.
I've never called anybody else that, and I've called you that. I'm pretty sure nobody else calls their girlfriend a kissable fondness dumpster. There might be somebody else, but there'd have to be an ENTP. You are my kissable fondness dumpster. There are a fair number of NE doms, but there aren't that many ENTPs. I mean, more than 5.
You're looking because of that.
But not all of them are going to come up with kissable fondness dumpster.
No, because not all of them know an INF jag.
Like, for example, I also will tell Rachel that her beauty is constantly re-astonishing me again for the first time forever without ceasing stoplessly. Now, I'm pretty sure nobody else tells their girlfriend that. Not that. Really? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who tells their girlfriend that. You're welcome to cop it if you'd like to tell your girlfriend that now that I've sent it out into the world. You can also tell your girlfriend that. I'm pretty sure, for example, the flower company that delivered Rachel's flowers had probably never delivered flowers before. It said that on the message to the person who was receiving them. But mine did. My flowers said that.
Okay.
Because it's true, Rachel is constantly re-astonishing me with her glorious beauty and regal magnificence all the time again for the first time forever without ceasing stoplessly. What's TFW mean?
That's a good question.
What's TFW mean?
That no GFs, no girlfriend is getting a movie?
But what's TTFW mean?
See, exactly.
Yes, I do talk to Rachel and I talk to the cat boys because I love her as much as I love my kitty Meow Meow, even more.
Nice.
Yes, there's a lot of moisture in the air. It's a very humid evening. You can feel the humidity.
Is.
Oh, Rachel, we still haven't even scissored. We were going to. Remember, we were planning on trying it out.
Yeah.
Now you're on your period.
They can be scissor sisters.
See, now when you're on your period, you really see the danger of scissoring.
What? There really is a danger in that.
Or that feel win. TFW means that feel win.
That feeling, no girlfriend. Oh God, he's getting a movie.
They could put this in the movie. It's like, I'm sure it aggravates people who TFW no girlfriend when they see this kind of stuff. They're like, oh, for Christ's sakes, get a room, you two. Well, we have a room. We're in it actually.
Yes. We are. I'm just laying on him, and their perspective is different. See, and I'm just being lazy bum town because I have my period and
Because you feel like it, which is a plenty good reason, baby. Because I love you with my heart, with all of my emotions. Do you know what it feels like to love someone with your emotions?
no, I do.
I do too now. It's a very damp and moist. It's like a bowl of cereal that just, it's been left since like 7 a.m. till like 8:45 a.m. and then you eat it. That's how moist it is.
That's the perfect amount of moisture for cereal and no sugar. That was the perfectionism of it.
Mm-hmm. Eric Calhoun, you're experiencing them right now. You're getting to witness them. And I'm explaining them in the best way you can. Emotions are degrees of dampness, moisture, wetness, and oscillating fluidity. Okay? 2-part H, 1 part O, a little bit of saline in there, a little salty moisture.
Pepper too.
Yeah, a little pepper, a little salt, a little moisture. Bada bing, bada boom, you got emotions. Spaghetti tingle strings. I like that. That's a good description for emotions as well. Spaghetti tingle strings. Rachel thinks she looks a little wild-haired for video right now.
I really do. Thanks for taking note of that, Faye.
She does look a little wild-haired for video, but you know what? So do I. I've got a good solution to that, though. To make Rachel's hair look less wild, I will put on my INTP hair. Okay? There. Now your hair looks a lot more tame in comparison.
It really is. Oh, thanks. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, INTP.
Well, basically, you guys are full of shit. If you even knew anything about the epistemological proof, you'd know that there's just no way. Anyway, I'm playing StarCraft right now. I'm playing League of Legends / Overwatch / Fortnite right now. So we'll have to disavow you of your wrongnesses later.
That sounds pretty.
Disabuse you. What awfulness. The int alligator they used to pin me down. The INT alligator. That looks like a mature Isaiah Rude now, of all told you wise with the hair.
What?
Do you think Isaiah Rude's going to have a full head of hair when he's my age?
No.
I don't think so either.
I don't mean to laugh about that.
The TFW No GF movie is directed by a woman with 9 director credits, none of which I've heard of. Is there something about any polar that means they're bad thinking on their feet? Yes. Jonathan Henry, this is my natural head of hair. Isaiah Rude will not ever be fat. You were wrong about that, Countess. Wrong indeed. R-O-N-G, wrong. R-O-N-G, wrong. Wait, your name's Eric? Yes, my name's Eric.
Yes, his name is
I'm
Eric.
host Eric, host of Talking with Famous People. Spelled the same as your Eric Calhoun. With a C instead of a K. Anyhow, you joined us tonight on a bittersweet evening. An evening that's one half bitter and one half sweet.
True.
I think any polar is bad at thinking on his feet only in the ideational sense. We react well to physical disruptions. Oh, yeah, sure. In the physical world. To the extent that the physical world matters at all, you are correct, Octavio Silva. I tend to forget about that half of things. Thinking about finding one perfect solution probably makes you bad at brainstorming. Yeah. ISTPs are bad at brainstorming. Countess, I'm untrollable, said Joel Nathan Henry. That's a good magical power to have.
I feel
Resistance
like
to trolls.
my head and your cheek are making heat.
I know they are. It's the warmth of our love, our passionate adoration. You're my real and magnificent adoration bucket. You're one half adoration bucket and one half fondness dumpster. You're an adafondness dump kit. No, you're an adafondness buckster. It's the Boolean FI voice that only the cat and Rachel appear to rate. Oh, I see. Horse Mumbler says it's not the cat voice, it's the Boolean FI voice that it's just only a couple people earn that voice. Because I love her with my love. That's why. I'm full of emotions. My emotions are very strong. What's an unhealthy INTJ's biggest pitfall besides sociopathy? That's not a big enough pitfall for you. Okay. The sociopath part I can live with. But do I smell bad? That's what I want to know. I would say the biggest pitfalls are listening to prog rock or liking the Dave Matthews Band. Some of those kind of things.
Those are good things to watch out for.
You really want to watch out for that. You don't want to wake up one morning and find yourself snapping your fingers to the Dave Matthews Band. If that happens, you need an intervention right now.
And this, I actually, true confessions. Listened to Dave Matthews Band in college, and I can't name a single tune.
Well, you're still trying to wash the filthy sheen of it off of you. Every time you get in the shower, you go, there goes a little bit more Dave Matthews.
It really is so amazing, I have to say. Lamau. Party time? It is indeed party time. My man Paul, I mentioned yesterday, seemed ISTP. That is cool. Ethan McDonald. Bye, Octavio Silva. Contrary to ENTP women, INTP women only wash their wazoo and nothing else. I wouldn't know, actually.
Are you saying ENTP women don't even wash that?
No, I would say that ENTP would wash. Hey, I have tickets to concert with Dave Obie from Saturday.
You're going to a Dave Matthews Band concert?
Desert INTJ.
Desert INTJ is? Thank you, Desert INTJ, for proving the stereotype true with your example. I greatly appreciate that. I hope you have a wonderful time at the Dave Matthews Band show.
You know what was an amazing time for me while I was here was seeing Eric's mom and like having an exchange with her. It was very nice. I'm going out to dinner with his dad. And Delilah and Danny vacation. Hawaii. It's been really nice. I hate him though. It's a festival and he's one of the acts. Probably going to leave after the band I want, period. Desert INTJ. I mean, do what you want. I hear you. INTJ seems to be a popular type. Count this one. Yeah. They're
Around here, INTJs are fairly common around here because it's the kind of conversation they find interesting. Namely, it's intuitive, intelligent conversation. One other area of common ground musically I thought I mentioned between INTJs and ENTPs potentially would be Steely Dan. Like I can see INTJs liking Steely Dan. They're complicated enough.
Yeah. That would be a common denominator between INTP, INTJ, ENTP.
Yeah. Where did I just put that coffee I just had in my hand a second?
Right there.
It's a dumb place to put it because I'm not done smoking my cigarette yet. We had some delicious steaks for lunch today, didn't we, Rachel?
We did.
I'm going to say it. I enjoyed our steak today more than the steak we bought at Harris Ranch that was super expensive.
Me too. They were so special.
Because I made them with love. Actually, I made them with butter is what made them so good, I think.
Not the love.
But the love didn't hurt. Okay. The butter probably helped more than the love, but the love definitely was a helpful component.
I smell the butter on my hands.
Yeah, we had some buttery butter.
Mm-hmm.
We also had artichokes, but I think I overcooked.
Yeah.
I think I overcooked them.
That's okay.
It said 30 to 35 minutes. I gave them 34 minutes or whatever, but they were too mushy. They weren't that, you get older artichokes, they're kind of like firmer when you squeeze them to begin with. I think these are like young artichokes.
I don't know either. They were good. I don't know. I dipped in the fucking butter too. I ate that also.
You were a good eater today. You ate almost the whole steak. Those are big steaks too.
Yeah, delicious. It's very delicious.
You usually don't eat that well. That's good. That was gratifying to see you eat that much. So I don't know exactly about whether or not ENTPs in general and INFJs in general. So I don't know exactly about whether or not ENTPs in general and INFJs in general are rice, like ants and honey, ants and the dead lizards. Outside there was a bunch of ants on a dead lizard, so we fit together like ants on a dead lizard.
We do fit together like that.
See, Joel Nathan Henry, I filled in your blank with the letter T there. I assumed you meant ants. So now that I read your sentence, I see you probably didn't mean ants. Look who's here, Rachel. It's Kankan Krishna Sarmapagu. Kankan Krishna Sarmapagu. Kankan Krishna Sarmapagu. You got poo on your shoe. Why you do what you do? Kankan Krishna Sarmapagu. What was the band I recommended for INTJs? I don't think I really recommended it. I just thought it was a band that INTJs might also like that I like, which is Steely Dan.
Yeah, Steely Dan is a band that ENTPs and INTJs would both enjoy.
See, Kankan Krishna Sarmapagu, for you, this place is kind of like Cheers. Every time you walk in, everybody shouts out your name.
Yeah.
That's the benefit you had of being born with such a crazy name. That's really the only reason you get that special treatment is because you've got such a crazy name.
Well, it brings me like back like happy memories actually.
Right, it's an SI thing, it's SIFI thing. It's like, oh, you're welcome, Himbo. Yeah, I noted that I spelled it wrong. My bad. It seems like it would be spelled and I don't know, whatever. I'm glad I managed to sidestep that comment. Please, my darling, I am so sorry. How rude of me.
Oh.
Yes, I smoke and I have asthma as well. I really enjoy the song. It's called Free Fall by Rainbow Kitten Surprise. I found bacon. I will check that out. Have you ever heard that song before?
Kitten Surprise. No, I have not.
It's called Free Fall by Rainbow Kitten Surprise. We will check it out.
You will.
Rachel and I need to leave here, I would say, at the latest 9:30, between 9 and 9:30. It'll take us at least an hour to get to the airport. So, and got some laundry in the old washing machine. I need to put that into the dryer-oo. I'm sending Rachel home with one of these yellow shirts that she's currently wearing. This is the OG of OG shirts. I only have, I think, 2 of them. I might have 3, but give one to her. If nobody else in the world, I would give one of these to, really. Those ones, there's never going to be any more yellow shirts. So, in fact, I'm giving Rachel one of mine. It's important to me, though, because I really like to see her repping my stuff. You know, like, I feel like a high school sports guy with his girlfriend wearing his varsity jacket. And I always liked that in high school. I always thought, man, I wish I someday would have something like that, where a girl is wants to wear my jersey or something. ESTPs are not necessarily jocks. My daughter wasn't a jock.
You know,
she's an ESTP, and she's also not like she's not out, you know, meowing the meow. Yeah, I'm soft. I'm super soft, Sandbone. Yeah, she needs to return to New York.
Yeah.
But we'll see her again soon enough. She's my precious angel. She is to canyons, the Grand Canyon. To mountains, Mount Everest. And to shitty bands, the Dave Matthews Band. That's how extreme she is.
That is damn extreme.
It's extreme.
Ew, I do not like. Honestly, I cannot say I like Dave Matthews Band. Fuck that shit. He's gotta appear in movies to appear cool. No.
Why does there have to be a dominant function? Well, everybody needs a frame, and some frames you can't build a person without a frame any more than you can fill a box made out of air. It's there has to be a fundamental frame of reference by which a person approaches life. There are attentional manners, right? So we know people pay attention different ways. We could look at it from the other angle and say, what empirics does anybody have to suggest that anybody isn't what you would call an unbalanced configuration? Everybody is mostly how they are, with some adaptability and some variability to that. And people are mostly how they are their entire lives. It's like, I've always acted like this, more or less. I'm nicer now. I'm kinder. I'm more realized in some sense. I'm carrying fewer. I have fewer access to grind, and I have fewer chips on my shoulder. So I have more of my needs met, and I'm able to be. I'm able to be a better person than I used to be, but I'm still the same personality. Nobody would. You could put me in a different body, and it wouldn't take too long for people to start going, "Man, you are exactly like Eric."
Mm-hmm.
It'd be pretty hard to deny that. Well, you don't stop growing at 25. You may stop aging, but you definitely don't stop growing.
Mm-hmm.
I was still very immature at 25, and it depends on, of course, cognitive function stack somewhat. Like an SI fourth person like me, we have to learn a lot of things the hard way, and we learn slowly. We're very much about trial and error, and so we really start to come into our own in our 40s a little bit. When we've got enough of an SI bank of skills and stuff to put to use, and enough development across the board.
I would just like to make a makeup comment here. It looks like I'm wearing white eyeliner, but I promise you, I am not. See?
What kind of eyeliner does it look like I'm wearing? Periwinkle? You mean you can't tell if these are my eye sockets or my a-holes?
I can tell the difference.
Okay, good. NE DOMs are like fine wine gets better with age. I mean, I feel that way about myself for sure.
I feel that way about us.
I feel that way about us too. I mean, like our pairing, our compatibility in our relationship seems to get better the more time we spend together, and I feel like I understand her a lot better than I used to.
Yeah, same here.
I pick up on subtler cues. I'm just generally constrained by her to being more conscientious, responsible, having better TE in a way that's gratifying rather than unappreciated as it was in my previous incompatible. It's weird the way that life had me go from ultra incompatible to ultra compatible, as though to show like to make it absolutely clear to you, Eric, that you understand what the difference is. We're gonna not just show you the color black. We're gonna show you the blackest black we can possibly find, and then we're not just gonna show you the difference between like light and dark. We're gonna show you the blackest black and the whitest white. It's weird. I have no. Yeah, that's bullshit nonsense, Bacon. It's nonsense.
I was on Reddit and there was a discussion about using X to represent balance. Like INXP.
Yeah, like that means they're half T, half F. No, that's nonsense. That's completely nonsense.
I'd agree.
There's no such thing. Those people are probably INFP.
If you want to make your eyes look like this, you can use white eyeliner, and it does make it like look white.
Thing is, you look a little bit tired, like a little dark circle under your eye.
Do I?
But the fact is, she and I have both been sleeping beautifully.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been getting lots of sleep.
I know.
It's
true.
But we've been emotional today, I guess.
I definitely have.
If my doms love to argue about themselves, yeah.
Truth.
When Countess had to leave California, Peter didn't bathe for days. Whereas before you had to leave, he didn't bathe for weeks.
I can't. Wait, no. Ooh. Unable to connect to chat. Please try again later.
That usually means the stream's done. It's just something that it hadn't happened in a long time.